Hello, and welcome to this video on how to develop an extraordinary business. So today's roadmap, which is around developing an extraordinary business, starts at the bottom of a cone or a pyramid. And you'll see we start at the bottom of mindset and principles, and at the peak we've got a 24/12 business. What do I mean by a 24/12 business? A 24/12 business is where you work 24 hours in a 12-month period. How is that even possible? Well, I believe that's the pinnacle of how to run an extraordinary business, and sometimes it's going to take years to get there, but it's certainly achievable and well worth looking to achieve, and I'll explain why as we get to that point. But let's start at the base. So at the base we've got mindset and principles. So you're the leader of the organization. If you're the leader of the organization, your mindset is paramount as to how that business operates and works. Really, it's how much you push it, how developed you want it to be. Do you want it to be a lifestyle business, or do you want it to be a great, huge company? Really, it's about knowing what it is you want and where it is that you're going, and developing the strength and the leadership, and also the principles by which you run the business. So principles are how you treat your staff, how you treat your customers, how you put the services together. It's the mindset as to how you want your business to behave in the world and the culture of that business that's really, really important. Okay, so the next step up is reality, and it's always about dealing with reality. It's not about your ego, it's not about what you hope it's going to be, it's what it actually is. And reality is about getting the figures and getting the numbers. If you don't have the figures and you don't have the numbers, then you're not really dealing with reality. You're just hoping that things are as they may be or may not be. But what gets measured gets managed. And really, reality is about getting the numbers and making sure that you're dealing in the real world with the issues that you have to deal with, and then treating it as real and then dealing with it in that manner. So the next step is around strategies. So you should have a 5-year plan, a 10-year plan, and even a long-term vision for the company as to where it is you're going and why it is you're going there. And the strategy is the way that you intend to do it. Now, strategy may change on an ongoing basis because, the world changes, and sometimes you have to be flexible to make sure that you're getting to where you want to get to. But really, it's about mapping that whole thing out and knowing where it is you're going right at the outset. The next section is values. So what's important to the business? So is money more important, or is the team more important? Are they equally balanced? Where do you put customer service next to profits? It's working out the values of the business and setting them up in a hierarchy, and knowing what's most important will help determine the culture of the business and how it works. So setting out the business values is important. Really, if you've got a team of people, you should get them together and ask them what they think the values are of the business, and then bash it through. And sometimes this takes months or years to work it through so everybody agrees what the values are, and then you promote people according to meeting those values. You engage people according to those values, and they provide you a very strong set of rails on which to move forward with your business. The next section is systems. So everything in a business should be systemized. I mean, literally everything. If it's all process driven and it's all written down with flow charts and everything else, when things go wrong, as they invariably do, what do you do about it? Now, in a lot of businesses, people will blame, or the bosses may well blame the people. But no, if it's gone wrong, it's the boss's fault because the system isn't good enough. If you've engaged great people and they're trying hard, invariably it's not the people, it's your system. And therefore, every time something goes wrong, look at the system and determine how you improve the system so it doesn't happen again. And then review those systems on an ongoing basis. Your business is a series of systems, and how it all comes together is the strength of that business. Okay, next section, controls. This sits very strongly with reality. It's about getting key performance indicators. It's about doing reviews on staff. It's about doing a whole range of things to make sure you're measuring and controlling what's happening in your business. Without the control systems, you don't know what reality is, right? You don't know if you're meeting your values. You don't know if your strategy is going according to plan. So controls is, in the same way as reality, it's getting the systems of control to make sure you're measuring everything that needs to be measured and measuring your systems properly to see if you're progressing or you're not progressing. Okay, so the next section going upwards is mastery. So really, you develop all the bits below and then you improve and improve and improve. So mastery is around having a mindset. So we go back down to the bottom again of Kaizen. So Kaizen is continuous and never-ending improvement. So are you ever going to master it? Don't know, but you certainly should be looking to improve in every area of your business all of the time, and that in itself will help you develop an extraordinary business. So how much are you working on your business as opposed to in your business is the question to develop mastery. And you're not going to be able to do mastery if you're spending too much time doing the work of the business. The whole point of owning and running a company is to try and extract yourself from the majority of the jobs, and ideally every single job, so all you're doing is controlling and managing and growing the company. Okay, the next section upwards is leaders. So if you want to get to a 24/12 business, you have to develop leaders in all aspects of the business. High performance teams and leaders who run those high performance teams are essential to any growing business. And if you want an extraordinary business, you have to develop good leaders. This comes all the way down to how you engage your staff. And this is what I'm saying about values and engaging people for values. So one of the main jobs of an entrepreneur is not necessarily to do the right things, but to get the right people, have the right systems, have the right culture, and have the right vision. If you've got those together, those good people will make sure the right things get done at the right time, providing you're dealing with reality. So it's about developing leaders is really an important aspect. So right at the top, the pinnacle, 24/12. What is 24/12? As I said, it's working 24 hours in a 12-month period. How is that even possible? Well, right from the word go, you should be looking to set out the structure and the makeup of what you expect your company to be in the long term, at least certainly over the next 5 years, and who's doing those particular jobs. And slowly but surely you set up the systems to eliminate yourself from doing any of the jobs. Eventually, once you've developed some strong leaders, you get together and you pick a managing director. Once you've got a managing director who you trust, and ideally he's even got an assistant managing director, so you've got a backup plan, worst case scenario, then you have a meeting literally 4 times a year with that managing director to make sure the vision and the values of the company are being upheld and we're achieving the goals that you want to achieve. So 4 6-hour meetings a year is 24 hours over a 12-month period, once a quarter to check the quarterly figures, and there you are, you're in a 24/12 business. Why should you do that? If the business doesn't need you, the value is extraordinarily higher. If you choose to work, you can then choose to work or not choose to work in the company. But if you're not needed by the company, you can work on it to a much higher level and it's worth more. And by getting to a 24/12 business, you've just increased the value of that company should you choose to sell it at some point in the future. Have a look again. That's the overall roadmap of building an extraordinary business. Hope you enjoyed it. Make a note and see if you can work yourself forward and utilize our website and our YouTube channels to help you build an extraordinary business. Thanks and Goodbye for now. Thank you. Bye.